Hey Raffi, do you know how long I take to become an evil demon overlord?
I don't know. How long?
Well, exactly 10 minutes.
What? Isn't that a little bit short?
No, let me tell you a little story. Before we start the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't and ring the bell to see awesome LARP content. NPCs, non-player characters, and basically the computer of live-action roleplay. What does that mean? Well, you can enter any LARP event as an NPC or a PC, a player or a non-player character. And as a non-player character, that means you pretty much have to pay less. You have an outgame area where you get prepared, and then you're there for the pleasure of the players, where you basically combat against them or give them some knowledge to go forward with the plot. And you don't have an own character, but there's game masters that tell you what to do. And the good thing is, you will have cheaper tickets and you will have an easy entrance into LARP.
Okay, usually, Sonja, you play Skaun, which is a player character.
Yep.
But you were an NPC once too.
Yeah, well actually, I was an NPC a couple of times, but there's one part where it was completely crazy. I had this one time where it was at a LARP event, and 10 minutes before a super dramatic scene was about to happen, they told me, oh shit, we need somebody who's gonna play the super evil demon of total evilness. And they were like, Sonja, can you help us? And I was, sure,
Why not?
guess. Why not? And they gave me this, oh my god, this super amazing armor. It's a Vima armor, which is an amazing crafter, and it just fit perfectly, and I was like, oh my god, guys, I feel evil already. And then they handed me the script. So basically it was a scene where I was about to go into a tent and be super dramatic and tell things, and then scene end, stop, over, right?
It was a dream sequence, wasn't it?
Yeah, a dream sequence where you just see, as a player, you just see it happen, but you can't interact with the people, you can't really do something, it's just gonna happen. So I was super nervous already, and then they handed me the script, and they literally had like this Dean A4 page full of facts and things that I was supposed to say, like, oh, children of blah 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 that are sacrificing the blah 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 who are about to do blah 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 of blah 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 blah. And all those blah blahs were like super complicated names that I have never heard in my freaking life. And now here I was 10 minutes before going into the scene, and I was like, okay, so practicing, children of, and then there was somebody like, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, children of blah, blah, blah. I come to you to say, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, you can't be serious. And then I asked them, okay, give me some hints, give me some help. How do I play this character, the super evil overlord demon? And then they told me basically, well, yeah, Sonja, good that you ask. Here is the 4-page backstory of this character, all filled with like super fancy names. And I was like, dude, guys, please, just tell me that I'm angry. That's it, you know? Just tell me, play angry. So yeah, it was super complicated, a tough scene. I went inside with a racing heart, and then everything unfolded, and I think the adrenaline kicked in, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the super evil overlord of domination. And it worked. And funny enough, all the game masters, they came in one by one into the scene just to overhear me playing, and then afterwards they all came up to me and they were like, Sonja, you did such a great job. This is exactly how I imagined this evil overlord that we've been playing for 10 years about. I thought she would be like, and thank you so much. And I was like, oh my God, I need some water and I need some air. And yeah, so that was quite something.
All right, and how did the players react? Did they shit their pants when they saw you?
Yeah.
What did you do? How did you interact with them? Or did you interact with them at all?
Not really, because it was a dream kind of happening, so I didn't see them. It was something that just played before their eyes. But the cool thing that I didn't know is this character that I played apparently had been in that plot for 10 years. So imagine in the 90s, basically, when LARP started in Germany, that's when this character first came up, and it was always just written down or written about or something, but never really
portrayed.
I think once or twice it was played, but hasn't been played for quite some years. So it was the first time that the players saw that character again, and they were all like, fuck, what's happening? Oh my god, can we interact? And of course they couldn't because it was a dream sequence, but it was super cool. And I felt so evil afterwards. I was just like... But I mean, as an NPC, you have different roles, right? You know that. You have either the combat part, that you're basically just there to battle against people, or you're there to kind of play along and give knowledge and be like we call it like a fixed role, a casted role, where you're there to give people knowledge and to push them in the plot forward. And I think in either role, it's kind of your task to be kind of at service for the player and give them a nice play and a nice game. And I mean, I remember once the scene with you.
The scene with me, yeah, I used to be an NPC too, and I was a little bit of a mix between a combat role and a plot-related role.
You were big, you were major as well.
I was general of the Army of Doubt back then.
It's at Conquest of Mythodea, for those of you who don't know. It's like a huge army. How many people did you have in the army?
Like about 100?
Yeah.
100 something.
And that was like the smallest army of NPCs,
it was the smallest
right?
one, yes.
Yeah, it was very new at the time.
And there was the story, I think all of the Braka got basically almost killed. They were wounded and lying behind enemy lines somewhere. Yeah. And there were two armies exchanging position on the battlefield. It was like a huge Lord of the Ring-esque scene. Yeah. And
there was one army and there was one army, and behind those armies were all of my LARP group, or our LARP group, the Braka Keltoi, were basically dead because they had got defeated. And I was one of the 5 people who survived. And then
and I was marching up with my army, and I saw these two armies, and right in between them, one lonely little scout sneaking their way behind enemy lines to get help. And
I was trying to be sneaky.
I took a double take because I was like, is she really there?
Is this
really her?
Well, I was trying to get like potions, health potions, back to my people. And while I was gone to get the potions, suddenly those two armies were coming up. And I was like, fuck, I need to get through or else they're gonna be dead. Like dead forever, like wiped out, 40 people, just gone. So I was like, okay, I'm just, sometimes it works. If you just go slowly and you just go as if it's completely normal, then they ignore you. But then that doesn't happen if you have a friend as an NPC who is behind enemy lines and sees you, as it happened.
Yeah, and I thought, do I let her get away with it? No, I don't think so. And I started a charge. I took 2 guys from the army and we started charging. And I remember very vividly the look on your face.
It was basically like fuck. Okay, that's gonna happen now. Because sometimes, you know, you can outrun NPCs if they're in big armor or something, and I'm usually, you see how much I'm dressed now. I don't have super heavy armor, so sometimes I can just run and get out of the way, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen with Raffi. He sees me, he's not gonna let me go.
And the distance was too short at that point. And I got you.
Like, fuck, okay.
I got you, we beat you up a little bit.
Yep.
And we took you into our camp, into our forward post.
Yeah.
And I remember that I leaned in and told you, hey, it's gonna be great, just play along. You're getting a major curse, but don't worry, it's gonna be great, it's gonna turn out fine.
It's gonna be all good.
Yeah.
Actually, I was hanging like between 2 NPCs, one of like his 2 guys, 2 NPCs of the army, and I was like, dude, okay, like we were out game at that point, right? It was just kind of role played so the other people could see us.
Yeah.
And then we were approaching another friendly army of ours, and I was like, okay guys, get ready, I'm gonna play the victim again. And they were like, okay, have fun. And I was like, no, don't take me. And I was super over dramatic, and the guys were like, they didn't even I don't think I told them up front that it's
I
gonna
think
happen. But I don't think they did.
one hit you with his elbow, like in game.
Yeah.
And was like, shut up!
Yeah. Shut up! So, the other people could see. I thought, if you see an army dragging a girl away, somebody would come and help me. But no, they didn't. They were like doing something else.
Which was good for us because
Yeah.
we got a sweet role-playing scene
Yeah.
in our camp.
Yeah.
Where our dark mages and our Shidai cursed you with a pretty nasty curse.
Which was fun, by the way, because afterwards, I think I did like an entire day full of roleplay with about 50 different people who tried to get me get rid of that curse. I got like the biggest mages from other camps who tried to get that spell from me, but
which, by the way, really wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
It was meant to be a basic curse.
Yeah, I know.
And it can be solved like in no time. And
Yeah.
I wanted to give you something.
But I didn't know, and I was like, I got it from the big overlord of the Ratio, so I might as well play it as that. So yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
But that was super fun, and that's the cool thing. Like, even though you were in an NPC army and you were the general of an NPC army, and we were on the other side, you still play along. You still have fun time with your friends. You don't have to be super separated. But as an NPC, you then, after that scene, go back to your camp, to your outgame space. You sit down, you have a Coke, you have a beer, you talk about outgame
you tell
stuff.
the awesome stories. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what? I got Sonja and I cursed her. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Exactly.
How did she react? Oh, it was
Exactly.
awesome. I think she liked it, and that's the beauty of it.
I think because I also started as an NPC, I started my conquest area as an NPC of the undead. I think it's super cool to have like a glimpse into the world of LARP, or even if you're not really that interested in 24/7 roleplay, but you want to do like combat and then come back, or have intense roleplay and then come back to your normal world, then you can start as an NPC, or you just play an NPC. They're the main point in a player versus evil setting that makes us LARPers have the greatest time. So we always need them, We can't do it without you guys. So there's a clap for all the NPCs out there.
Oh, and one last thing.
What?
What happened to the 40 almost dead Brakari laying on the field, waiting for you to bring them the very much needed health potions?
Well, that's a story for a different day.